Alright, what up guys? It's me, GamerGuyTV here, and welcome to another video. So as you all know, it has been over 2 months since I've uploaded a YouTube video. And I just want to give you guys a little bit of, an explanation about it. I started to get some comments the other week about, am I taking a break from uploading? What happened? And I just wanted to make a video, clear things up. Start getting some videos back on my YouTube channel. Because I plan to keep it up during the school year. More on that in a video coming later this week. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of give you guys, for lack of a better word, a life update without getting into too much detail because, my life is my life and there's a bunch of details that I'm choosing to omit because I don't want very private things getting out. Now before you guys ask about, this video thing, most YouTubers do what I would say, they just talk into the camera. Most YouTubers use webcam, and it's just like a full screen webcam thing, and they're talking into the camera. I don't necessarily have a webcam. Well, I have a webcam, but I don't use it in YouTube. Excuse me. And those of you who have been watching the channel for years know this. It's just the game plus my voice. And sometimes background music, depending on the video. But, I put, free-to-use background footage in my presentation here so that you guys had something else to watch besides just a PowerPoint slide. So yeah, that's the story behind this. It's just set to loop until the video ends. But yeah. So, to clear things up about where I've been, I talked from, March, at least March, until the end of the school year, early summer-ish. I talked about how I had, a summer position as a camp counselor. And I put my time into that, I talked about it. It ended up being a much more serious commitment than I expected. So, I had to get there an hour early and an hour late. Hour early to help set up, and stay, an hour late to help tear down. And, clean up the space so that we didn't have to do it all the next morning. But it was already, an 8-hour day, as is, just from doing camp. So that took it to, 10, and then between, staff meetings on Fridays, just to discuss, all of the stuff about, what happened in the week and tips for the next week and stuff like that. It ended up being 10, 12-hour days sometimes. To add on to that, I had Frisbee practice 4 days a week, a lot of times after I got done at camp. So I would literally leave the house at 7:30 in the morning and not get home till 8:30 or 9 p.m. So after those days, I was just tired. I was tired. I could tell I needed to, get food in my system, eat dinner, watch an episode of a TV show, and then just go to bed. Because I had another early morning coming up. So I could tell, I needed to do that for the sake of myself. And I just ended up not having time to make YouTube videos. So, I always talk about how almost easy it is to make YouTube videos the way I do it, where you sort of one-shot it. But it's still a lot of time. It takes me at least 15 minutes to record the video, sometimes 30 to 40, depending on, how much stuff gets done in a video. And then I, need to transport the file from machine to machine. And once I get done doing that, then I have to do, then I have to put it in After Effects, edit it a little bit, just slap, an intro and an outro on it, In this case, I'll have to do that, render it, put subtitles, render again, but, and then I have to render it, which takes another half hour, and then upload it. So it's still a nice hour-long process to make a YouTube video between the filming, the editing, the uploading, all of that, and the rendering as well. So I didn't have time for it, and Saturdays I had practices in the morning, then I ended up doing stuff in the evening. I also traveled a decent amount. I'm not going to say where to, but I went on a lot of vacations, saw a lot of things, and had an absolute blast. In terms of, traveling, I was trying to upload a little bit on TikTok, just because there were some really cool things that I saw that I wanted to publish on there, but they ended up not really getting, a lot of views, so I decided not to necessarily push my luck with that, and I just kind of let vacation be vacation. I took lots of photos, mostly of me and the people I went on vacation with, but yeah. So, that's really what I've been doing, and like I mentioned earlier, I want to keep doing YouTube and TikTok and stuff, but not at, the level that I have been. I've been streaming on Twitch a little bit this summer. Yes, I do make money from that, but to give you guys an idea, as of yesterday, I had made 74 cents the entire summer. I make, 6 cents a stream. It's not the preferred profession. There comes a point where you can put in enough time, you can stream the same game daily, do different challenges and stuff like that, where you can build a community in where you can make, probably $2 to $3 a stream. And then eventually $5 to $6, and it just keeps going. But my position as a camp counselor was a much better use of my time. Twitch is a lot of fun and everything. Don't get me wrong, but being social, not in a substantial way, but I do get to make, a difference in people's lives a little bit there. It's not a huge difference, but, if they have a good day at camp, that's another good day that they have. And they get those good experiences. Because I know I went to camp at the place that I was a counselor at for going on 6, 7, maybe even 8 years at this point. And the experiences I had kept making me want to come back, and then it got me into the training program, and here I am. So, I think that was a much better use of my time, and with school going back in a week, I honestly don't I don't really have any regrets about that. I probably needed to manage my time a little bit better, because some of my habits that I want to and stuff like that just sort of fell through the roof. In terms of reading every day and doing math and doing summer work. While I was a camp counselor, that just kind of left. Which I'm definitely going to need to work on for next summer. But yeah, so I hope this cleared up what's been going on. It's nothing bad, just life got in the way of all the grand plans. I know I talked about in May and early June about how I was going to spend a lot of time editing videos and produce higher quality videos and stream a bunch and do all these different streaming things, and then it all just kind of stopped. I stopped uploading, I stopped streaming for a while, just all of a sudden it kind of stopped, and looking back at that now, I realized that was probably a little bit scary for those of you who don't know me IRL, because I just kind of disappeared. I literally disappeared. So hopefully this clears things up. Like I said, there'll probably be a video out later this week if not later this week, then early next week, about, sort of changes to the uploading schedule and tentative plans, because I will tell you all flat out right now and again in the next video, if I can't make YouTube videos because of schoolwork, then YouTube is going to just stop. I slipped last year in school. I was able to dig myself out of that hole, but I worked my butt off for it. I was up till 4 a.m. like 3 nights in a row at one point, just doing schoolwork and studying and trying to get projects in. So, I am willing to sort of sacrifice this channel for a little bit to be able to do well in school and sort of get back on my feet after last year. But again, more on that in another video. So thank you guys for watching, and honestly, thank you guys for not unsubscribing and still supporting the channel while I've been sort of away. Because I can tell you, I have way more subscribers now than I did when I left in June. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. If you're not already subscribed, please feel free to do so. Leave a like, it helps my videos get out there a little bit more. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.